Hello, everyone. Welcome to another iWoman Report. I'm Kathleen Trigg-Jones in our New York City Broadcast Center. We have a great show coming up. We're talking record women's basketball ticket sales. Here at iWoman, of course, every single day is a celebration of the gifts and accomplishments of the trailblazers that have and continue to shape our history. But this month, we are giving an extra special shout out to the incredible Black women who continue to hold it down in every single industry, every single day, against every single odd, and still they rise. Speaking of which, we're going to be joined by Adrianne Smith today for a little lesson in DEI from a woman just named one of the top 50 Future of Black America influencers in the world. Then continuing the celebration of great women who are changing the game on the basketball court, and the fans are responding with record ticket sales. And later, you don't want to miss our special trip down to the Big Easy with iWoman's own Jasmine Adams live from Mardi Gras. Let's start with an inspiring journey that began 2 years ago and has reached its end. At the age of 40, Brianna DeSanctis is the first woman to complete the American Discovery Trail Solo. The trail is one of the longest in the nation, stretching across 15 states and thousands of miles from Delaware to California. DeSanctis set off on her journey on January 1st, 2022, and is now finally done with the trek after 2 years of hard work, determination, and a killer leg workout.
I've hiked around 6,600 miles to get here. One of my biggest reasons for hiking this trail is to inspire others and to empower women. I think nowadays people don't really get outside enough.
The popular rideshare app Lyft is expanding a program nationwide that matches female and non-binary riders with female and non-binary drivers in an effort to ensure user safety. Riders can turn the feature on in the app. When it is on, the app will prioritize drivers who identify as either women or non-binary. The feature launched in September in Chicago, Phoenix, San Diego, San Francisco, and San Jose, but is now expanding to 240 markets across the nation. The app does not guarantee a match, but prioritizes the likelihood. Women make up 23% of Lyft drivers compared to roughly 50% of Lyft riders. University of Iowa's star basketball player Caitlin Clark is shining a light on college women's sports. Home games this season have been sold out, and away games have come close as fans itch to see the superstar athlete do her thing. Their recent game against Michigan was the second most expensive game in women's basketball across all of college and even the WNBA, with ticket sales going for an average of $387. And courtside seats going for as much as $13,000. The most expensive game still goes to the Hawkeyes, with their last regular season game against Ohio seeing tickets with an average of $517. And this brings us to a really great question of the day. I want to know what you think. I know that women and men and collegiate athletes are now able to get endorsement deals, but are women being compensated fairly at the collegiate level? What is enough? Are these athletes being compensated fairly? So that's the question of the day. I want to hear your thoughts on social media. Are women getting those same endorsement deals as men are? And, double down on it a little bit. What is fair? What should they get? All right, we want to hear from you. Moving on, was the biggest thing to come out of the Super Bowl a back-to-back win for the Kansas City Chiefs? Or news that Beyonce is now a country music sensation? You heard it right. Queen Bee announced Renaissance Act 2 will be coming out in March after ending her Verizon commercial with the words, "Drop the new music." And plot twist, it's a country album at that. Two singles, Texas Hold'em and 16 Carriages, have made Bey the first Black female artist to reach the top of the Apple Music country chart in history. Come on, Bey, let's give it up for the ultimate Queen Bee, just continuing to break history. I love it. All right, when we come back, we're going to get a little lesson in DEI from one of the most influential Black women in PR. Women contribute $20 trillion to the global economy, yet there's not a news and entertainment network focused on the issues that matter most to us until now. Introducing iWomanTV. Become part of the fastest growing global network of women supporting women, featuring new, classic, and original films and TV shows. Studies show when women support women, they are much more successful. Feature your content on the only network created by women, about women, for everyone. Subscribe today at iWoman.tv. InStock, the robotics giant, has released its list of the top 50 most influential people of color, called the PocStock Top 50 Future of Black America. And one of those superstars is joining us today. Adrianne Smith is the Senior Vice President, Senior Partner, and Chief Diversity and Inclusion Officer at global PR firm FleishmanHillard. Joining us right now is a woman who really has defied the odds. Speaking of odds, we talked earlier about how, you know, it is Black History Month and Black women have had to do everything twice as good, sometimes 10 times as good, you know, with much less support in place, but that's what you're advocating for. And so what you've spent a large part of your career doing really is fighting for us.
Right.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, and you're a female first, you're a first of so many things, but let's talk just about your career and where you are now and the role that you're in.
Sure. I think I started, in the late 1900s in the advertising industry as a media buyer planner in Chicago at an agency called Leo Burnett, and that really introduced me to this world of advertising and marketing. I was really fortunate because I had an opportunity to see images of me in various stages of the organization, and I love to tell the story about seeing Renetta McCann, who was a media director, which is a high position in the media department, but beneath her was Karen Coleman, who was an associate media director. Then there was another woman, Renee Taylor, who was a media supervisor. So I never, ever thought that I didn't see myself being able to have some type of trajectory of success.
When you grew up in Alabama, we're in New York City right now, which is
Alabama.
very different from
Yes,
Alabama.
absolutely.
What was that like coming to the Big Apple with this dream?
My father was Muslim, my mom was Christian, so if we talk about my business of doing DEI work, I think I grew up in a very diverse, experience and learned from that just how you have to love and respect people. That's the foundation of any DEI work, of human connection, is love and respect.
I do want to talk about your business. So you have your day job, and then you have your side hustle, which I love because I always encourage women, take a page out of her book. And you've been doing this work for a long time in such a trailblazing way. Talk about your
Sure.
collective.
I started my organization. It's called the CAN Diversity Collective, and that's CAN Diversity Collective. And what we do is we have thought leadership series globally now. But it all started from me going into a space and understanding that there was a need from a diversity, equity, and inclusion space. So the CAN Diversity Collective went to the Cannes Lions International Festival of Creativity, which was at the time had been founded 66 years ago. But when I went, out of the 20,000 people that attend, only 200 looked like me. Wow. Right, and that was a good year. So ironically enough, the conversation was, how could the festival be more inclusive? And I thought it was a trick question, because I said, well, you have to bring more people that look like me here. You have to invite us, let people know that it even exists. There are, I'd say, leaders in the industry who look like me who didn't even know that this festival had been happening. So long story short, I was able to bring some young people to the festival, and in traditional fashion, Kathleen, you know that when we show up, we show out. Yep. And these young people literally changed the trajectory of some of the conversations that they were participating in the Young Lions Academy. And, it just so happens that it inspired them and made them understand that not only could they compete on an international level, but they had the option to live somewhere else outside of the U.S. So that's how the CANNES, CAN Diversity Collective was founded. And then to just sort of expand this relationship that we were building with the Cannes Lions Festival, we started hosting a thought leader series called Inkwell Beach, named after the Martha's Vineyard Inkwell Beach, where we have 5 days of thought leadership focused on the global impact of inclusion, whether it's from technology, healthcare, entertainment, advertising and marketing, creativity. All of that happens there, but you can see it from a diverse lens. And people are really committed to that. And so since then, we've been able to take young people to Dubai for the Dubai Links Festival, and we were able to launch the Davos CAN Diversity Collective in January of 2024. with our Inkwell Beach series there.
And I'm just sitting here smiling at you because I'm like, this is, you know, you really are a trailblazer, and you're such an inspiration to so many women and men, you know, people that are just watching, because you've made something out of nothing again and again and again, and you just keep going like the Energizer Bunny.
The key is to not ask for permission. Don't apologize or say I'm sorry later, but just go for it. I think, you know, what happens is most people get afraid of what will they say, will I hear no? That wasn't a thought for me. It was just, how can I get this done and do it? You know, so they say, you know, one of the things we always say is don't talk about it, be about it. Yeah. So it's like, enough of the chatter. Let me just go in and see what happens. And you'd be surprised how many people will galvanize around you.
Yeah, I think that is one of the common threads that we find with all of our female first is exactly that there is no one ahead of you when you're a female first. You have to set the tone, and you can't ask for permission because people can't give you permission for something they don't even understand. They've never seen it before.
And people will follow you. I can honestly say we have trailblazed and changed what the landscape of the Cannes Lions Festival looks like. So we've created spaces for now other underrepresented communities to come and start their own conversations. And now, you know, what I saw in Cannes Lions in 2017, no one else will ever have to have that experience.
I love it. Well, Adrianne Smith, thank you so much for joining us on the iWoman Report. Again, thank you for being an inspiration. Keep us tuned, involved. We want to follow you, and hopefully iWoman can partner with you.
I would love to have you in Cannes Lions. You should come with me to Davos. Wherever I go, you have a home.
We'll be there. Thank you. Such an inspiration, and you can see the complete PocStop Top 50 list on iWoman.tv. Coming up, we reveal who we can thank for the convenience of video calls. iWomanTV is all about highlighting amazing women and their accomplishments in our segment, What We Wouldn't Have Without a Woman. Since it is Black History Month, we're focusing on some of the inspiring Black women whose innovative contributions have left a valuable mark on the world. One of the longest lasting effects of the COVID-19 pandemic is Zoom's takeover of virtual video communication. It was a big part of how we all survived and continue to survive, whether it helped people continue working or got families together in a time where physical contact was a no-go. But do you know who we have to thank for this technology? Marion Croak. Croak's work on voice-over internet protocol technology is the reason we have Zoom and other ways of communication. After she graduated with her doctorate from USC, Croak landed a job at AT&T Bell Labs, where she began working on this technology. Voice-over Internet Protocol converts voice data into digital signals that are transmitted over the internet versus a phone line. This technology advanced the efficiencies of internet video and audio calls, leading to what we now know as Zoom today. Thank you so much for being a trailblazer. Switching gears now, it is the biggest celebration of the South. We're talking about Mardi Gras, a celebration that can't be described in words. Our own Jasmine Adams flew home to the Big Easy just in time for the Fat Tuesday festivities. Hey, Jasmine.
How are you, Kathleen? I'm so excited to be talking to you.
I am excited to have you here. So tell me all about Mardi Gras.
So Mardi Gras it's been around for over 100 years, honestly. A lot of people don't know. They go back from the Rex family to the Zulu family, and they come out on Mardi Gras Day in we call them costumes, but it really is a representation of who they are and their organization. And we really celebrate. Families come out, they barbecue, we're walking in the streets, they're throwing beads, they're throwing coconuts, we're catching teddy bears, and it's really just a big celebration out here in New Orleans, and no one would miss it. They close down schools, they close down jobs, so It's definitely one of those things where everybody else is working on Tuesday. On Fat Tuesday in New Orleans, everybody's off.
If you have never been to Mardi Gras, you have no idea what you're missing. It can't even be described in words. It's like literally you've transported to a completely different world where any and everything goes.
Absolutely. Actually, I talked to so many amazing people walking the streets of New Orleans during Mardi Gras yesterday, and it was absolutely amazing. I was talking to them, I was just asking them about their experience. What was your experience? How are you guys enjoying Mardi Gras? And why are you guys out here today? So I'm excited for you guys to see that too.
It's just a great time for the city. You know, everybody just in a better mood. So much stuff going on. There's a celebration of our city. I mean, I know it's in a few other cities, but it's pretty unique here.
It's nothing like this.
Nothing like this one, man.
Mardi Gras is an experience. It's the best. We drink, we eat, we have fun. This is what go down.
Fun, laughter, love.
Life.
Life?
Yes.
Yeah.
I like Mardi Gras more than I love my birthday.
Yeah. And it brings us as a family together. I love that everybody come together. We forget about all our problems. Got the headband on. What's the shirt?
Because it's Mardi Gras. This is Mardi Gras attire. You have to dress like Mardi Gras.
Look at the earrings. First of all, check the earrings out. Mardi Gras, the headband.
It's Tuesday, a regular Tuesday, everywhere else in the world. But in New Orleans,
Yes.
it's Mardi Gras. The children even out for a week.
I just saw just now, you see it's live. Everyone has their Mardi Gras colors on, which is the purple, gold, and green, and it actually represents something. The gold represents power, the green represents faith, and then the purple represents justice. So throughout the streets, you'll see those colors on everyone. They have face paint, the beads, the socks, the shoes. It's absolutely amazing. And like I said, I think you should definitely come to New Orleans and visit Mardi Gras at least once, just once.
Now, the history of Mardi Gras is really fascinating, but what's really, I always say it's like, you know, the sin of all sinful places, right? And then the very next day, everyone buttons up for Lent. So it's like yesterday, Fat Tuesday, and today it's like, all right, now we're going to we're going to detox from all of that celebrating and celebrate Lent.
Absolutely. If you see right now in New Orleans, if you walk around, everyone has their ashes on their forehead. I don't have mine yet. I didn't get a chance to go, but everyone actually is a majority of the Catholic faith. And so we do celebrate Lent. We put in our good things on Friday, we'll be giving up for the next 40 days and 40 nights. And my goal for this 40-day and 40-night Lent season is to give up sugar, no alcohol for me. And I'm also trying to just detox in the morning from like any heavy food. So it's a really good time to like challenge yourself too, you know, after partying, like you said, and doing all the sinful things we shouldn't be doing.
Yeah, you know what, Jasmine? I think I'm going to join you on that. I think I'm actually going to give up sugar because that's actually my vice as well, sugar. And so I think I'll give up sugar starting today. You will hold me to it in the studio, and you're going to check in with me to make sure, and I'm going to check in with you. All right, little pinky finger promise to each other.
40 nights.
And then I'm just detoxing from all the stuff all the negativity around me, right? I want to wake up every morning and just be super positive and not allow anything negative in my life.
Yes.
For 40 days and beyond, though. I want that forever, for life.
Let's do it. I'm down for that.
Definitely. Well, listen, thank you so much for enlightening us and I'm surprised you're awake today, actually.
Listen, you know, actually I woke up at 5 a.m. So we had to get out there for like 7 in the morning. The parade's in around 6, 7 o'clock, actually, and then everybody heads out to Bourbon Street. I wasn't going to Bourbon. I was going to bed. So I actually got some good sleep last night.
Are we ever going to get you back to New York?
Of course. I can't wait. I can't wait to come back. I can't wait to get in the studio and see you.
Awesome. Great. Thank you so much, Jasmine. Happy Mardi Gras, happy Lent, happy all of that stuff. I'm looking forward to continuing the conversation on iWoman. We appreciate you.
And I'm going to hold you to that challenge, 40 days and 40 nights.
40 days and 40 nights, no sugar.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us, Jasmine. When we come back, it's time for my thought of the day. Welcome back, everyone. Now on to my thought of the day. Today we celebrated not just the triumphs, but also the tenacity, the courage to break barriers and force paths where there were none. Our journey towards diversity, equity, and inclusion is much like Mardi Gras itself, vibrant, resilient, and enduring. It's a reminder that every step forward, no matter how small, is a part of a larger march towards a world where every voice is heard, every dream is valid, and every person, regardless of gender, race, or background, has the opportunity to thrive. Let's honor the legacy of the trailblazers we've talked about today by committing ourselves to be trailblazers in our own lives. Whether it's in our communities, our workplaces, or within our circles, let's push for the change that we want to see. Celebrate every victory and support one another in the spirit of unity and inclusion. Remember, the journey towards equality is a collective one, and every one of us plays a crucial role in it. Until the next time, let's keep the spirit of Mardi Gras alive in our hearts and continue to make waves in our quest for a more inclusive, equitable, and just world. Thank you all for joining me on today's iWoman Report. I'm Kathleen Trigg, and here's to making every day a step towards positive change. Everyone, please stay healthy, stay happy, and stay safe.